You're not charging for the time that you can do it in. You're charging for the time that all your experience and your skill that you bring to the table.
That's valuable.
That you can do it in an hour. Hey, plumbing pros, welcome to the 454th episode of Potty Talk. I'm your host, Richard Behney, the Million Dollar Plumber, along with my co-host, the lovely Laura.
Hello, everyone.
All right. Hey, we're going to be talking about money leaks.
Money leaks.
In our plumbing businesses.
Uh-oh.
All right. Hey, does it ever feel like it's, it's one step up, two steps back? Do we ever feel that way?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Or like the harder you work, the less you make.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Hey, if you feel like that, well, there's many reasons, but I'm going to share 3 reasons that it may feel like that. Okay. These are money leaks in your business. That's literally costing you thousands of dollars, not a year, but every month.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay. And we'll be going over that.
So we're going to stop the leaking.
We're going to stop the leaks.
All right.
That's good. Stop the leaks. Hey, before we get into that, we should, because I forget to do this, but we love our sponsors. We want to thank our sponsor here.
Yes, we do.
To Your Success. Are you looking for a way to show appreciation to your customers? Look no further than To Your Success, the leading gifting service for plumbing businesses nationwide. Imagine this. After every service call, your customers receive a delightful gift like freshly baked cookies right at their doorstep. To Your Success makes it easy to automate this process, ensuring your customers feel valued and appreciated every single time. But it's not just about gifts. It's about creating memorable experiences that shape how your customers feel about your plumbing company. With To Your Success, you can turn every interaction into an opportunity for connection and loyalty. So, if you want to enhance your customers' relationships and stand out in the competitive plumbing market, visit milliondollarplumber.com/cookie today. Join us in making customer appreciation a priority and watch your business thrive. That's milliondollarplumber.com/cookie. There we go. To Your Success. Mm-hmm. Cool stuff there. Good people.
And good cookies.
Really
good cookies.
Good cookies.
They did give us some samples. So they're yummy cookies.
Yes.
And yeah, really good people. So milliondollarplumber.com/cookie.
All right. Mm-hmm. All right. Do it. Add that to your service.
Yes.
All right. Mm-hmm. All right. Very meaningful. All right. Huge return on your investment there. All right. Do it. Okay. All right. Hey, we're going to be going over things here. All right. Leaks. I'm going to share 3 leaks. Mm-hmm. That money leaks in your plumbing business. Okay. Now there's a theme here. So there are many different leaks here, but these are 3 things right now that every plumbing business is doing. All right. Odds are you're doing this. It's literally costing you $1,000 a month. Okay. Thousands of dollars a month. Okay. Okay. All right. And it also revolves around a theme here. And see if you can pick up the theme here. I won't say on the first one. Okay.
All right, we'll see.
All right. But here's number 1. All right. That's costing you. Giving away your time. Okay, that's number 1. Giving away your time.
Well, no one gives away their time.
Yeah, you are. All right, you're literally dead men driving all over town giving free estimates.
Free estimates.
Free estimates.
But that's the only way that I can have a plumbing business. Right. It's the only. Everybody wants free estimates.
I got it.
All my customers want free estimates.
Exactly. Or we just got to do it, right? And that's the sense. No, you don't. Okay. Driving all over town, giving free estimates. That's one of the biggest issues I see, and that's literally killing your plumbing business with 1,000 cuts. Okay, you think, and it's kind of like playing golf. I don't know if you play golf. I used to play golf. I'll be honest, I get asked if I play golf, and guys like when we meet on business stuff, we go play golf. I just never. We play for a while, and the lovely Lord doesn't like to play golf. So
I hate golf.
So I don't like to do. I want to do things with you.
Yes, to me, golf. Why would you spend an entire day doing something that's just going to frustrate you?
I know. Well, that's the thing with golf, and what's addictive to golf is that you just get that one good hit,
and then
it's like the one. It's like,
it was
and
worth
that's what
8 hours.
Sucks you in. Well, it's the same thing with free estimates. Okay, you saw that one job. It's like, see, I can see it works. Free estimate. No, you don't. You're literally driving all over town. Okay. And because how you look at it, we work on this, and as we learn in the Success Academy, and working with you, there's what we call an hourly expense. It costs you, your plumbing business, so much an hour. By the way, no matter where we're at in these times, you're at least $150 an hour. Even if it's just you in a truck and you're not even advertising and working on it, at least it costs you at least $150.
It
costs you to be in business, to say that I have my own plumbing business. Right. At least $150 an hour. all right, to operate.
And most of you should be substantially more than that.
Yes.
Substantially
That's
more
what
than
it's
that.
costing you. So
Right.
if you imagine if that you're charging, when we hear, we're charging, $95 an hour. All right. Okay.
You literally are just paying these people to go out.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's happening here when you're driving all over town giving free estimates, okay? That hour that it takes you to get there and all the time you spent, that's at least $150 that you lost, that you pay for, that you won't make up, okay? The next free estimate you go on, $150 an hour.
Yep.
Okay, and you don't make those up. And then that one big job that you sell that hooks you or whatever, so free estimates work, I got it, it gives me work, whatever. You didn't make up for all that mass time.
Right, all
Okay,
that lost time.
Lost time. All right, so that's why it feels like it's one step up, two steps back.
Wow, guys, really listen to that. That is it right there, because we hear from plumbing business owners all the time. It feels like I get ahead, and then it's 3 steps back, and then I get ahead, and it's another couple steps back. That's why.
That's the
reason why.
It's the free estimate thing.
Yep.
All right, as you're selling, you sold that job, and it feels like, okay, I got some money coming in.
Right.
But you really didn't cover. But you didn't cover the money that you lost, that you literally gave away. When you're doing free estimates, you're giving away your time.
Right.
Big no-no.
Big no-no.
Huge mistake.
Huge.
Donald would say.
Huge
mistake.
Bigly, even.
Yeah, bigly. That is bigly.
It's a bigly mistake.
All right. Okay, that's number one.
Number one.
Okay. Number two, devaluing. Okay, devaluing. That's right. Devaluing your time.
Devaluing your time. Is that a word?
Devaluing. Yep,
right.
you devalue your time.
Devalue.
Okay. By the way, pick up on the theme. Okay, we got a theme going
I
here.
think I see it.
Time.
Time.
You ever heard the saying "time is money"?
I think I've heard that.
Huh? Huh? Okay. Well, we would get it on the other side of selling time. Well, most of us don't. Of selling all your time.
Right.
But you got to capture all your time. All right. Okay. So we can also devalue our time. What do I mean by that?
That's what I want to know.
Okay. Have you ever thought this or said this? Well, it only took me an hour to put that shower valve in. For him. Only took me an hour. Only took me an hour. Well, what about all the training and the years of experience and mistakes? Okay. And you just being a skilled master, craftsman, that you're now able to do it in an hour.
Right.
Okay. You're not charging for the time that you can do it in. You're charging for the time that all your experience and your skill that you bring to the table.
That's valuable.
That you can do it in an hour.
Right.
All right.
That's valuable. We talk about this all the time. Guys, we know there's a stigma, not a stigma, a stronger word, some plumbers in society, right? People go, plumbers, butt crack plumbers, whatever, right? There's a reason for it. But you guys have to keep in mind, plumbers protect the health of the nation. Everybody knows the famous poster, right? Is American Standard poster. Plumbers protect the health of the nation. You have a tremendous skill, and so do your technicians, that's valuable to your community. You do. They can't do it. How many times do you get a phone call from Mrs. Jones on Monday morning?
This is so common.
Yeah, I mean, that was constant with us. Call Monday morning. Would you please come and fix my shower faucet? They never say valve. My shower faucet. My husband worked on it all weekend. We've got the water off, and he couldn't figure out yada yada. Right? Well, because he doesn't do it. That's not something that he does. He's not a professional. You are, and there's a value to that. You guys have to start looking at yourself that you are valuable craftsmen in your community. And even if it's just you in a truck, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You still have a value to the service that you provide.
Exactly. And so that's what we overlook. Okay. And so what does that look like on the selling side? Okay. Or on the pricing side of things? Well, in the case of the shower valve, it only took you an hour because you're a skilled craftsman, but you're going to charge what we love about flat rate pricing. You would charge for at least 3 hours. Okay. Right.
At what your correct rate is. And it's definitely not $150 an hour.
Right.
But what your that rate that you're going to charge, not what it costs you to operate, right? It's what you need to charge.
Right. So here's what's happening. Another reason why you feel like you're, when you're starting out, and we're all excited about starting a plumbing business, and we're out there, and you got, we got customers, and people calling, you got, all that kind of stuff, and we're all excited, but we get into it, and it feels like the harder the work, the less we make. We're one step up, 2 steps back, because we're driving all over town, giving free estimates, losing all that time. But then we hook one, we sell one. We sell that shower valve. Okay, I'm going to install that shower valve. Then we devalue our time.
Because it's only going to take me an hour.
So I only charge time and material. So I charge just the hour that it took me to do it. All right.
And then the materials, you're only charging for the actual materials. You're not marking it
well,
up.
No. I kind of get them. I mark it up 30%.
30 whole percent?
Right. Well, that's where I make my money. It's in the materials. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
All right. Okay.
And guys, we did it. Guys, we're not laughing at you. We're laughing with you because we did the very same thing. We did the exact same thing.
Right. So, and everyone in it, because this is
until we learned business.
Right.
Until we learned business. Right. Got a coach and learned business. Actual business, not plumbing. You knew plumbing.
Right.
I knew how to answer a phone.
That's the problem. You're a great plumber.
Right.
Okay. You're just not a great businessman.
Correct.
Okay. Because you haven't been taught this stuff. Okay.
Exactly.
And this thing with time. Now we get it. Like when I said time is money, that probably hit you, right? We had that saying around. But what does it look like? What's practically, what does that mean? That's these cases.
That's what it means.
Free estimates, you're killing yourself. You're just giving away your time.
Yep.
You're devaluing your time. All right, because you're not charging for your experience and expertise. Okay, and then finally here, all right, and this is a biggie. Okay, number 3 here, you're throwing away your time. All right, you're literally we're saying it's that 150. Say it just costs you $150 an hour. Okay, that's just the cost for you to operate.
That's just the cost.
You're literally, if I asked you, would you just throw away, flush $150 down the toilet? Would you just do that?
A few times a day.
A few times a day. Yeah. Would you just do that? Just periodically throughout the day, you're just going to take $150 and just flush it down the toilet. Well, you are when you're just walking away from the jobs. When you go out to the job, okay. And you get out there and you give them the estimate, okay, and the options or whatever you're doing, and they go, well, we just need to think about it.
I'm going to call a few other places.
I'm just kidding, okay.
Yeah, just let me know.
Let me know. Give me a call when you want. I ain't never calling you, okay? All right, and what you did is you literally just took $150, not to mention the money you want to make, your life, okay, all right, the future for your children, right, and you just flush it down the toilet. I'm just going to walk away. No one wakes up in the morning and wants to call a plumber. No one wakes up in the morning and wants to call a plumber.
They don't want to call you.
I'm going to say it again. No one wakes up in the morning and wants to call a plumber. I want that to sink in. If they called you, they're already sold. They already want to get the job done, okay? They don't want you to walk away. It's just they don't want to spend the money either.
Because you didn't give them the value. You didn't prove value. That's a whole other episode. Right. But yeah, that's the main thing is that you didn't give them confidence in what the service that you were going to offer, or you didn't provide the value.
Right. They don't want to talk to their husband. They don't want to call around and get other prices. They just don't.
They don't taken care of.
Right. Okay. So there's other. Right. You didn't provide the value, but you're just also just willing to walk away. Okay. And there's things you can do, and you can't walk away because you never make up that time.
Right.
You never make up that time. You never make up that time, and that's why you're failing. Okay. And that's a harder way of saying struggling, okay? When you're struggling, you're failing, all right? And that's why you're struggling and failing, okay? And it doesn't have to be that way. These are 3 simple, easy fixes right now, and it will literally make you thousands of dollars. Will add thousands of dollars for this next month if you'll just do these things right
with your time, realizing that it is all about time. And that is something that we talk on in the Success Academy, Million Dollar Plumber Success Academy. That's the first thing we talk about. I think it might even be, I know it's module 1, but that is in the first 2 or 3 videos. Is it Dead Man?
Yeah, Dead Man.
Yeah, there's a video Richard did that's Dead Man Plumbing. Yeah. And it really walks through understanding time and what you have to sell. And it's a whole different concept. And that's the concept that you learned from our business coach that we got, right? We didn't understand that. We couldn't figure out why in the world we're a step up and then all of a sudden, bam,
I'm a great plumber and
2
people
steps
love
back.
me. I got contractors even asking for me, and I can't keep up with the supposedly work that I have. All right.
But we were so far behind.
We were broke.
We were totally broke. broke.
And we see it. And if you're feeling that way too, and the sense that you may look, I mean, when I say we were broke, we weren't on the street. We lived in a nice neighborhood, You know,
Well,
in a
when we
residential
started,
neighborhood
I mean,
at the
it
end of
was-
a cul-de-sac.
Yeah, I mean, it was.
I mean, a little
nice-
starter home. I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't like we were on the street.
No, no, we were not. But if we would have kept going the route
Well, we were on the way to being
would've-
bankrupt. Yeah. And sadly, that's why we say, 95% of all plumbing businesses fail within the first 3 years. And then the 5%,
thing.
because of this, then the 5% that solely, supposedly survive are just doing just that because of these things. 97%, meaning they're living paycheck to paycheck,
Well, they're robbing
job to job.
robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Right.
And we did that for years. I don't even know where that saying came from, but robbing Peter to pay Paul. So we'd finally get money from a contractor in, and then that could pay what we were behind on 2 houses prior, right?
Right.
And gosh, we lived that way for longer than I want to admit.
And you don't have to.
And you don't have to. But again, that's where you learn it. When we got someone who taught us, and that's what I was talking about with the academy, when we got someone that really taught us the concept of time, and it's not just plumbers that do this way. Every business charges this way.
Right.
Every single business charges on time. That's how they determine if they do it right, that's how they determine their product or their service or their value or whatever it might be. And until we learned that, we were really struggling. But once we learned that, I remember, and again, your coach's name was Mitch Katz. And I remember when you learned that, it was just like this light bulb moment of, this is why I'm not getting ahead. Yes. This is why it feels like I'm, again, barely one step up, but then just, gosh, I'm falling 2 or 3 steps behind. And once we caught that,
you're making my
changed everything.
Upset.
I know.
And it's because we work with our clients
it.
and we hear from you, you share, and it's what we're here on. We love, in fact. And so, yeah, we're not laughing at you, but it's just we remember, and it doesn't have to be that way,
right?
And that's why we do this.
Well, and that's what I was going to. So in the Success Academy, we hit that from the very first thing. And I know we've had a lot of members will reach out, or they'll comment in the group or whatever. That whole concept was an aha moment for me, because it's so different than kind of thinking, well, I'm just going to pull some number and what all the things, right? It's like once you realize that, your whole business attitude changes. It just does.
And you also didn't have control. It is so freeing when you understand that. It felt out of control when I was working all the time and doing and good work and doing it, but we weren't making any money. So that's it's fearful, because it's like I can't control that. I mean, I go on a job site, I can control it. I mean, I feel good, I'm in control. All right, but I felt I didn't know why we weren't making any money. Once I understood this concept of time, and started operating and performing in a manner, and even looking at things and at the business at through the lens of time versus plumbing,
right? That's
when things took off. And quite frankly, that's what we teach. And that's where we try to, I don't always do it right, but part of it, I just want to smack you upside the head. That's why I kind of say maybe some silly things, stupid stuff, or whatever that I do, because I just want to make you even look at me weird. Like, what's this?
I need to listen to that again.
What's this Yahoo talking about, or what? Right? Who is this guy? Because if you get this, this will change your life. All right. Yes. So the idea, because the simple thing of like free estimates. Well, everyone gives free estimates. We think that makes the customers even like us more. Free estimates say that you're cheap. When the customer sees that you say free estimates, they say cheap. They think cheap. Your price is cheap and your work is cheap.
Yes.
And they're willing to sacrifice. They're making those decisions. I don't care. I want, he does cheap work, so he's cheap. I'm okay if he does cheap, because I want it cheap. Okay.
And that's a race to the bottom.
Right.
And that is a race you do not want to win.
Right.
And a lot of you are doing that. A lot of you are driving around giving free estimates, or not charging correctly for your time, and or having free estimates on your truck. That literally is a race that is to the bottom.
Right.
It's to the bottom. And you never want to win that race.
It says you're a butt crack plumber.
Absolutely.
Okay? And I know people judge a book by its cover. They're making decisions. We're in an industry here where people, it's not like we were saying that we're we're doctors and solving
Rocket
cancer,
science.
science, whatever. Okay,
We're not Elon Musk,
right?
Bringing
okay.
a rocket back down and catching it in chopsticks.
His boys and girls are able to do that, right? That's crazy.
Their talents and skills are valuable, but so are yours.
Yes,
and needed.
Exactly right.
And you know what? A lot of their positions will probably be eliminated at some point with AI.
Yours will not.
Yours will not.
Okay. So there's value there, and so you're driving out, driving all over town for 150. I mean, you never make those numbers up. Okay. Also, how you solve that is by charging a service call fee. Look at what it says, and just like $49, it's nothing. What that does is qualify the customer. If they're not willing to pay risk $49, that you're just going to not even charge them if you do any work whatsoever. If they're not willing to risk $49. They certainly aren't going to go with your estimate.
They're not your customer.
They're not right. So you can easily solve that. Now, $49 doesn't cover all your time, but doing the job does, because you were sold. It's all in there. But that just helps make up those costs.
Yes.
In fact, that's one of the first things we work with our clients in the academy is get them to get you to charge a $49 service call fee, and you literally watch thousands of dollars to your bottom line that first month.
Yep.
All right, it's crazy.
And it's not the $49 that does it.
Right.
It's qualifying the customer that does it. So.
It's amazing. It's just very simple.
Because you don't want a bunch of $49 service call fees, but you've qualified
because
the
we're not going
customer.
to walk away, because we're not going to throw away the time.
Right.
Okay. All right. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
Yes. If you want to learn more about that, Million Dollar Plumber Success Academy, if you've watched us before, you may have heard us chat about it a time or two. But yeah, we're super proud of the Million Dollar Success Academy and all that it's done for plumbing business owners. We just love that. We love the stories. I know
story after story.
There's an episode we're coming up that's going to be talking about some success stories from the Success Academy, which is exciting. So, but if you're interested in learning more, we'd love to have a conversation.
Yeah,
right?
and it's easy as that. Just to see if it's right. It's not pushy. All right, just book a call. All right, and we'll have a conversation. Find out where your plumbing business is at, what may be standing in your way, and then give you a roadmap to overcome whatever that is. And it may be we'll introduce you to the Success Academy, and you may feel that you're compelled to go that way. Most guys, the guys that don't, are the guys because I just don't want to be held accountable.
Yeah.
The fear of being held accountable. I'm just getting real here, because once you're in, now you have the information. Now you have no excuse. Right now you have the excuse, well, there's not enough plumbers, or just not enough good paying customers.
Yeah, my customers won't pay that.
My customers won't, right. So you have excuses right now, which lets you off the hook.
Right.
Okay.
Once you're in the academy.
You're
on the hook.
You're on the hook. Right.
You're on the hook with knowledge.
Because if you do these things,
business.
you will be successful. Okay. But it's doing some things like no longer charging us free estimates. We're not giving free estimates.
Not doing free estimates.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
So there we go.
All right.
All right.
Those
but
are good.
hey, let's talk here. Book a call. There we go.
milliondollarplumber.com/call CALL. Yes. Love to have a conversation.
All right. There we go. All right. Good stuff here. Okay. We'll do it. All right. But hey, before I let you go, as always, I want to remind you that you were purposefully and wonderfully created. You were created to do great things. Plumb like a champion.
All right, everybody.